At ease, brothers. And I love getting up at 0 dark 30 making content, man. It's just so much, there's so much clarity this early in the morning, man. Man, I was talking to my mom yesterday, and it was one of those good conversations, man. One of those conversations where like your mother is just like giving you the game on life. Just giving you the spiel, telling you she's proud of you, telling you what kind of plays you should call, what kind of moves you should make, things you should look out for. One of those type calls, man. And I'll be honest, bro, like those type conversations with my mother really just started taking place within the last year or two, or, like it wasn't always like that, man. So it's just a beautiful thing to experience, right? And one thing she was telling me was, she was just like, yeah, like I'm proud of you. And I can tell like you've changed, like something else is going on inside of you. And it's a good thing. Like just keep going forward. And I was like, really? Like you can see something changed in me? And she said, yeah. And I was just like, interesting. But when I got off the phone, man, and I just started thinking about it, about what changed. When I woke up this morning and just continued to think about what changed, man, I could see it. I was trying to trace it back to when it started. And when I say change, man, I can tell now that I'm thinking and living from that other side of myself. In other words, like in the book Outwitting the Devil, when Napoleon was talking about that other me, when he said, hey, there's a part of myself that's just moving different. It moves without fear. It moves, is listening to the voice. I can tell now, man, that I'm living from that place of listening to that voice and just walking in those ordered steps. You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking about, I said, man, when did it happen, bro? And I said, you know what? I believe it happened, man, about, I'll say 10 months ago, last March, whenever that was. I can remember when I was getting ready to write A Singular Truth, right? You have to understand that I'd been trying to write that book for probably 2 years. It had a different name. It had a different outline. It had a different everything. And when I was writing it, the reason it took so long because I was frustrated with the result, because I was like, no, this is not what I'm trying to relay. I said, I'm telling the same thing, but I said, but when I'm writing, it's coming from a point of me looking back and telling a story that's, or telling, a story that's unrelatable, right? So I asked Source for wisdom. I said, show me how to write this, because it's not coming across. And what happened was, man, it felt like 2009, like when life was just life, and man, and I said, you know what, like God, show me. Like I want a better way of life. I want a different way of thinking. I want to I want something new. I want more. It felt like that. It felt like me going to my bottom. And even though it wasn't like I lost everything and it wasn't like that, energetically, I went to that bottom. Like I went to a dark spot, man, where a lot of things in life just happened. And as soon as I got there, as hard as it was to sit there, I said, this is what I asked for. I said, this is what I asked for, man. So what I started doing, so what I did was when I wrote A Singular Truth, you have to understand that A Singular Truth was in real time. It was in real time. It wasn't me telling you about my past. It was me taking that journey. It was me going inside and writing my way out. So it was real time, man. So when I finished that book up, which I think it was June, July-ish, August, I can't remember. It was what happened after that, man. It was like, that's when I could start hearing. That's when I started to hear that voice. You know what I'm saying? Like that other me speaking. And that other me hadn't taken over, but I could hear it. And it was almost like it was just building rapport with me. Like I've been speaking your whole life. Like I'm really just trying to see if you're hearing me now. So it was just like, like just instructions or a few plays to call and just moves to make, almost like that voice was just checking to see if I was listening, right? Before it just took over. Then I can remember, and I don't know when this was, November-ish. that voice said, this whole journey that you just wrote about, like, take your brothers and sisters through this journey. So I called, man, some of my colleagues that are, powerful speakers, powerful thinkers, and y'all saw the killer roster on the journey. Brothers that were in the circle with me, sisters that I just known and friends and just crossed in passing. And man, it was just a beautiful thing. Even called in a favor for my brother Rico, man, who came in and gave us $1 million with the game. It was just a beautiful experience, man. And when I say a beautiful experience, it was just a beautiful experience to build that relationship and take that journey and lead my other brothers and sisters down that path. Worked with Will Lane, Vicky, Carisha, Brother Fred, Brother Conker, which y'all know Brother Conker is like my twin, you know what I'm saying? And it just built those relationships, man. Even with Brother Rico, man. Me and Brother Rico have one of the wildest type relationships, man. It's he calls me his mentor, but it's crazy because that relationship just kind of it's like with him being a younger guy, I can kind of talk to him like the younger guy he is and try to tell him, the game of life as we navigate through life. But it's like in an instant that role can swap. And I know when to shut up. And he started talking about, hey man, this is how money is made, and this is how. So it's just a wild relationship, man. A beautiful thing, and it was just an experience to have that relationship with all those brothers and sisters. But as I was going through that journey, man, by the time we finished that journey in December, bro, some weird things started happening. Like that voice was like, okay, I hear you listening to me now. Like now I can take over your thoughts and your actions more than normal. And man, it was just like instantly. I say instantly. It was like over the course of a week. I'll say in December, man, my mind just it felt like I felt that other me taking over. And it was like my thoughts came from somewhere else. My moves, my plays, my everything came from somewhere else. And for a minute, it wasn't making sense to a part of me. Like in other words, the thoughts that I was having weren't matching up at the time yet with the reality that I created in the past. I could feel the difference, if that makes sense, man. If that makes sense. And instantly, bro, it was like all my relationships changed. Again, that's when me and my mother's relationship just went on steroids and became even more beautiful than it was. That's when me and my son's relationship, man, I could feel myself not only speaking certain words to him, but becoming more of a visual mentor for him. Because it's not really about what we say to our kids. It's about what we do, because they're watching at all times. So I understood, man, that the way I was moving was having more of the impact on my son. As far as now, he's sitting back and he's seeing the possibilities in him becoming an entrepreneur, even in his teenage years, and just doing certain things, man. So I could just hear this voice. Even with me and Lynn, I know a few brothers that talked about, hey man, all of a sudden you're showing Lynn on your videos and y'all got a new channel and all this stuff. You got to understand, man, that's moving. That's me moving in an order that I may not understand, but I can completely hear this voice talking to me now. I can completely hear it. Even that relationship, man, you got to understand, I've been knowing Lynn and I've been talking for over a couple of years now, man. And it's been off and on. We might be, dating serious. We might kind of, but when this voice came in, and I say it was a voice, it wasn't just a voice. It wasn't just things I could hear, it was vision too. It was almost like now I can see the world through the eyes of God. Not only can I hear that voice of my higher self, I can see the world as it sees it. I can see the world as it sees it. So I'm seeing plays way in advance through this other me, right? And I can remember me, Lynn and I, you know, like I said, we were off and on 2.5 years. And I remember we had a conversation. I called her up one day and it was just like, and I know she was shocked because it was like, this is how we've been for all this time. And I called up one day and I said, hey, you know what? This is what it is. This is what it is. This is what we're doing. This is the play. This is how life is going to pan out. Here's the play. And it just shifted everything. And everything in my life is moving like that now. Like I can see everything in my life different. So when I say I'm high, that's really what I mean. It feels like something else inside of me it feels like that higher version of myself is operating. And it's to the point now, man, where that old part of myself is still there because you can't get rid of that, but it's taking a back seat. It's back there sitting down just watching the show. It's just watching the show. It's still me. It's still a version of me, but it's just watching the show and it's just trusting that higher side of myself fully now. And I'm telling you, man, it's changed everything. And the more I trust it, the more I listen to it, the more I follow it, the more I stand on the foundation that it stands on, the more life is exposed, the more I can see the writing on the wall, the more I can create my own future. And it's just a beautiful thing, man. Even here recently, bro, even when I made I just made the code to her chemistry. That started from a video that I made just a few days ago and a few responses that I got from brothers. And this voice just said, like, there's a void. Like, there's a void in the atmosphere that people don't see. And it was like, you need to fill this void. So I just woke up one day and sit right here in this very chair and not, I won't say said what the voice told me to say, but all I did was release something that I some knowledge that I had, that I was shown that, you know what, a lot of brothers don't understand this. Like a lot of brothers are getting a lot of brothers are having certain problems in their relationships. A lot of brothers, marriages are falling. A lot of brothers are at home on Saturday nights and can't date anybody because not that they aren't attractive, not that they aren't good men, not that they aren't XYZ. It's that they don't understand a certain knowledge. You know, it's crazy because a lot of us have information, and I tell brothers in the circle this all the time. A lot of us have information within us that we think everybody knows because it's so common to us. We think everybody knows it. When really, man, that's one of your gifts to give to this world. All of us have that inside of us. Every single man and woman has something inside of them that they pretty much know that they just assume everybody else knows. I assumed a few days ago, man, that there was something about relationships that the far majority of men don't know. And I didn't understand that because like for the last, couple of years, I hear brothers saying things, and in my mind, I promise, man, it just don't make sense. I'm like, why are you having that problem? Like, how are you having that problem with women? Like, how is that taking place? Not understanding that it's just some things in life, kind of when it comes to certain sectors in my life. There are certain sectors in my life I just don't understand. Well, some of y'all might be like, man, oh, so that's easy. Kind of like fitness. I'm just now getting into taking care of my body, man. Like this voice is now telling me, hey, you know what? Now you have to complete the circuit. It's part physical too. So now that this voice is guiding me, I'm in the gym every day. I'm getting cardio in. It's like, but there are parts of, for example, like fitness that many guys, like my nephew Jay, y'all go follow Jalen Ellison, YouTube. Like my nephew Jay, where fitness is just like second nature. To get up and count macros and eat certain foods and lift and get, like some guys, it's like it's nothing to them. So everybody has that gym inside of them, man. Everybody has that gym inside of them. It's just a matter of understanding that you have it, understanding how to go inside and get it, and understanding how to transmute that thing. And I'm telling you, man, the reason that most people can't do it, won't do it, is because they haven't taken that journey. They haven't taken that journey within. They haven't gone in and found that singular truth. In other words, they can hear that voice. They can hear that voice telling them how to live, how to thrive, how to find the perfect relationship, how to get your bag up, how to do all these things. But they can only hear it, but they can't understand it because there's a wall up. There's a wall up because a path must be traveled before you can hear that voice. Oh, they hear it, but they call it something else. They hear it and they want to cut the music up to drown it out because that voice is telling them something that goes so far against what they currently know. I'm telling you, man, you have to learn how to hear that voice, how to trust that voice, and understand that is you. Understand that it's you guiding you. So, and I was just making that, man, because I was thinking about what Moms was saying yesterday, bro. And I was like, I did change, but I was like, how did it start? How did it start? Man must take that journey. You must take that journey, man. So having said that, man, the journey that I talk about, the journey that I talk about in A Singular Truth, because really A Singular Truth, my book, A Singular Truth, is really just the journey broken down to nuts and bolts. Just broken down to nuts and bolts. But that journey that every man must take, that journey that I had with me and my colleagues in November, December, that voice told me to give that journey away for free. The journey is free. The journey is $700. The journey could easily be a $20,000 course. Easily. I could easily charge $20,000 and market it to the right people and sell that, and it would be easily validated. From $20,000 down to $700. The journey is a $700 course. I'm giving it away for free. For free. It doesn't make sense. It didn't make sense to me when I was first told that. But it's just like, I'm telling you, bro, everything I do now, it's ordered. It's ordered, man. Because I understand that there is something bigger taking place, that full ego self side of myself isn't really understanding. Like that ego side of myself, that self that's sitting back there in the chair for a minute, it's desiring things in this third dimensional plane. It's desiring things. It's praying for things. It's trying to do certain things, but it can only see from a certain perspective. That higher part of myself can see from the top floor and can see the map. So that's why you got to learn to take that journey and put that ego side on the back burner, man. So I just understand, man, my steps are ordered by a certain thing. But again, yeah, the journey is free, bro. So if it's something inside of you where you're saying, man, so I hear what you're saying. I've been hearing what you've been saying for the last 2 years. I've been watching you for 5 years. I appreciate when y'all brothers show that love. But if you really want to know how to take what I'm saying instead of just hearing what I'm saying and step into that journey yourself, you have to take that journey, which means for y'all brothers that I talk to, and it's a lot of brothers I talk to that are saying, so like, man, I see the writing on the wall. Like, I don't want to beat this job for another 20 years. I've been out for 20 years. I'm trying to start my own thing. I want to start a YouTube channel. I want to start a trucking company. I want to do XYZ. I want to start a music business. I'm telling you, bro, it's all there. It's like the world that you're desiring. This is the crazy thing, man. The world that you're desiring, you have to stop looking at it as, okay, I see a future version of myself down the road. Like in a year from now, I can see myself, like if I just keep doing what I'm doing, I can see myself doing a certain thing. You have to understand that it's not down the road, bro. It's around you right now. It's around you. And you're sitting there saying, hey, you know what? I'm trying to get to this life. That voice is sitting there telling you like, hey, like this is the way. Like go and do the internal work, take the journey in this world. It's not down the road. It's right here around you. Like you're praying for a thing, you're summoning an energy. Now this energy is swimming around you. You've called for a thing. You've summoned the scenario, but now you don't know how to take it. You don't know how to receive it and step into it because you're scared to take that journey. I'm gonna tell you this, bro, and I say this all the time. It's not that men don't want to take that journey and get the information. The thing is, man, you have to go. This journey is not all bells and whistles and frolicking through a bed of roses. There's some dark spots in there, bro. So a lot of times men will take that journey and go down that path. And as soon as you get to certain parts of it, like I talked about that pasture, a lot of men will see that darkness down there too. Like a lot of men want that light. A lot of men want that knowledge. Show me how to get X, Y, Z. But you got to understand, when you step into that true essence of knowledge and understanding and God, that dark energy is there as well. That balance is there. And if you haven't accepted your dark energy, meaning the dark parts of yourself, the dark parts of your past, if you can't accept that balance and call it all source energy, you can't go down that road, bro. You can't go down there because you can only get so far, man, where you have to accept and own the whole thing. And that's what keeps people from getting that awakening, that enlightening in their life. Because they've been told for so long that the dark is bad and the dark is this. It's like, no, bro, to travel that path, you have to embrace it all because source energy is all of it. You can't walk that path and say, source energy, give me half of yourself. It's like, no, you got to. So a lot of times brothers will see that dark spot, that dark part of themselves, and they'll go back. They'll say, you know what, I can't take that, soul. Like when I think about the past, when I think about some of the things I've done, when I think about the things people have done to me, I don't want to go through that part. So I'll just go back yonder ways with the common folk. I'll just go back there and chill and watch what you're doing from a distance, brother. Like keep going, soul. I support you, bro. You're doing good work. I keep following you. But I don't want to walk that path myself. I don't want to take that journey myself, soul. I can tell most of y'all brothers are like that because I'm giving you the journey for free. I'm walking you through the path with me for free. And a lot of y'all still don't want to take it. It's on you at this point, brothers. It's on you. So all I'm saying, man, is, again, that world that all of us are asking for, whether it's, you know what, I'm tired of sitting in this cubicle, like I know there's more. Whether it's, you know what, I want to be the CEO of this company I work for. Whether it's, you know what, man, I'm a good girl, I'm a good man, I want to find a healthy relationship. Whether it's I want to build a better relationship with my family and friends. Whether it's I want to be able to write my own book, start my own channel. It's crazy because that thing you're asking for, man, it's trying to find its way in. But we're trying to accept it with only one side of ourselves. We're trying to accept spiritual downloads with only one side of ourselves. When the other side is saying, hey, if you just work with me, if you just work with your whole self, this world, again, it's around you. It's trying to find you. And what you're thinking is 2 or 3 years down the road is literally 2 or 3 weeks down the road. In some cases, 2 or 3 days down the road. So I'm telling you, brothers, it's time we start trusting that other versions of ourselves. It's time we take the journey. It's time we start building healthy relationships again, man.